Welcome to San Diego City College in beautiful downtown San Diego. I'm Ashley Levy, and today we'll be visiting with one of my favorite professors, Rosalinda Sandoval. City College is celebrating its centennial anniversary, and today, as part of the Centennial Project, I'll be speaking with Professora Sandoval about her life, her career at City College, and what it means to be an influential Hispanic woman. Thank you, Professora Sandoval, for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for your time. My name is Rosalinda Sandoval. I'm a Spanish professor here at City College. I was hired 14 years ago. I'm very proud of that. And currently I'm the chair for the Department of Languages. I was born in my beautiful Tijuana, 16 minutes from here. It's just amazing how close we are and how different we can be. My parents, actually my dad was drafted. He went to the Korean War. He was born in 1929. We all know that it was a difficult time during the Great Depression. Yes. And my mom, she came from Mexico City. She came to the border town Tijuana to work. She wasn't planning on staying, but she finally met my dad and they fell in love and they got married. My dad went through a lot of things, very difficult times, like I mentioned before. You know, being born in 1929 in the USA wasn't an easy time. So his family came from Santa Ana, California. They were farm workers, so they really struggled. My grandfather struggled, so he also struggled. They couldn't get education because they had to work. There was no other way around but to work. And then when he was 12 years old, my grandfather decided that it was too hard to make a living in the USA, so they went back to Mexico, and he found out that it was even worse, so they came back. So that's how my dad, after he came back from war, he said, I have to establish myself in Tijuana. So we've been living in Tijuana since then. My dad, it's a patriarch, complete patriarch. I don't want to say macho, but
Machísimo.
Sí, es un machista. And so my mom was always like the typical housewife, you know, cook, clean, and that's your job. So I knew I wanted to do something else.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because even though my dad was a macho, he always encouraged me not to be like a housewife. He wanted me to be something else. For him, it was a goal for me to get educated. I finished all my education, elementary, junior high, and high school in Mexico. Okay. Back then we had, and it's still now, it's called Preparatoria Lázaro Cárdenas, and it's a very good school, and I graduated from there. When I graduated from high school in Tijuana, I wanted so bad to attend the University of Baja California in Tijuana. And actually it was my dad's decision. He said, you're going to college in San Diego. And I remember I cried the whole summer long because I wanted to be with my friends. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be around my culture. I wanted to be around my people. The idea of going to a foreign country, even though we're 16 minutes from the border, it was very scary because I knew that I was going to have a big barrier by not knowing the language. So I was thinking, how am I going to tell them hi? How am I going to make friends? How am I going to even understand what my professors are going to be telling me? The very first semester, when I was attending Southwestern College, I was so in panic. I didn't know how to order food in the cafeteria. So what I would do, it's just incredible, but I would go back to the nearest McDonald's that it was almost like 3 miles from Southwestern College because I knew that I could say combo number 1. So if they would ask for anything else, I would say, no thank you, combo number 1. So I ate combo number 1 for almost 7 or 8 weeks until I got comfortable enough to say, I want a salad bar. And that would be it. I would never ask for something else because I didn't know how to do it. So it's interesting. Those are some of the things that I do remember. It was scary for me.
Is it okay to make the assumption that you were the first in your family to attend college?
Yes, I am the first one to attend college.
How were you able to attend college? Did you have help and support from your family, or were you on your own? Did you pay for college yourself, I suppose?
Actually, my dad was helping me, but I also had to work. So I was working on the weekends on the swap meet. I was even selling things, and I got involved with all the sellers, and finally they offered me a job. So I got into the office by selling tickets to the people coming into the swap meet. And I also was offered an opportunity to work at Southwestern College. So I was a work study as well. So I would take my classes, be a work study, and also work on the weekends so I could afford my education.
Do you think challenges have diminished for college-bound Hispanics today as compared when you were going to school?
Yes, I do think so, but we still need to work harder. I'm very happy to see that our community of Hispanics at City College has grown tremendously, and I'm so proud of that. And every time a student comes to me and says, Professor Sandoval, can you help me out? I want to be a Spanish professor. That gives me a lot of pride because I feel like I'm being like a model to them, and they wanna continue their education, and they're making the effort of probably leaving their kids behind to attend school. That's something that I really respect and admire.
Today, are there programs that embrace Hispanic students?
Yes. One that I really want to highlight is a Puente program. Puente program is run by Oscar Preciado, an English professor, and the counselor Luis Perez. And that's very important because many of our students now are going through the same journey that I went, and they don't speak English just like me. So they have so many doubts. And when they go to the counselor, the same thing happened to me. I remember the first time I went to a counselor, I just said, yes, okay, thank you, but I had no idea what she was saying. Mm-hmm. So my counselor after that was the catalog because I couldn't understand all those technology terms or educational terms that for me were completely new. And we are having the same situation right now. I have a lot of students that come to me because they know I graduated from Tijuana. They know I went through the same journey and experience. So Puente is a great program in that sense as well because both of them are Spanish speakers. So our population feels more comfortable, approaching them because they know that they're going to understand exactly their concerns and what goals they want to reach. So I'm very happy that we have something like that in campus.
When did you decide to become a teacher?
I always wanted to be a teacher since I was a little kid. I always play as a school, and I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to make an impact on my students. And thank God I'm blessed to have this opportunity.
Did you always picture yourself in the position you are today, a teacher and department head at City College?
Definitely not. I always wanted to be directly involved with my students. I was for many years the advisor for the Spanish Club and used to take my students to Tijuana on the weekends before the 9/11. But no, actually, no, I never picture myself as the head of the department, but I have learned a lot. I have learned from my colleagues. I have learned about the system, so I'm very happy to be in this position.
You mentioned 9/11 earlier. At the time, I believe you were commuting from Tijuana.
I was.
So tell me, how much of an impact did it have on your commute, on you, and even City College at the time?
It was a great impact. I remember videotaping how difficult it was to cross the border so my students can see how we were struggling to cross. It was like a 4 to 5 hour waiting. And I remember that I had to wake up at 2:30 to be at the border at 3 to make it to my class at 8 a.m. So it was a huge impact for us. For the economy, the local economy, the business in San Isidro were closed because people didn't want to come because of the long waitings. Also, it impacted definitely Tijuana because, many of us commute to work and also commute to buy products from here. So everything is more expensive in Tijuana. So that was a great impact in Tijuana's local economy. It was really sad because it was not me, it was tons of people, kids that will come here to get themselves educated. I mean, I'm talking about teenagers, but also moms that come across every day that bring their kids to elementary schools, junior high. It was so sad to see them almost sleepwalking. It was so sad. It was a very sad scenario, and I videotaped that so my students could understand how blessed they were of having an opportunity to get educated here in the USA.
So last but not least, In the late 80s, we had the first Latina woman appointed to positions in the House of Representatives, and just a few years ago, the first Latina Supreme Court Justice. Opportunities for Hispanics and Hispanic women continue to expand and improve. What does it mean to you to be a Hispanic professional woman?
It means a lot to me. I'm so proud to be a Latina woman. We have so much opportunities now that you used to have before, so I'm very happy for the generations to come. I always encourage my Latina students to always go for their dreams, to get involved with the community, to get involved in clubs, to get involved in community service, in volunteer programs. I think it's great that our Latino population is becoming active and aware of that they can make an impact in our society. So I'm really proud. I have a lot of Latino students, Latino women that are working 2 jobs and coming to school and have kids. And even though they have all these on their plate, they're still working to help others in their neighborhoods, at work. Many of them have to wash dishes for work, or they have to serve tables for a really low income. But there's where they can make a big impact, because there's where you can reach a lot of people. There's where you can really make an impact as a woman, as a Hispanic, as a Latina, because you can help them get out of those jobs. And many people think that they don't have access to education because they don't have the money, and that's the biggest problem they have. They are not aware of all the opportunities that they have out there to get financial aid, to get educated, to have their kids being educated. So that's something that really fascinates me. How lucky I am, again, how blessed we are as professors to be able to reach our community through our Latino students.